This, I think, is the worst shirt ever created for Halloween Horror Nights.
T stands for trust.
And then also, we can get a better shot of when you first walk into the house. Saw that track installed. Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2026 update. We finally had a house announcement. Stranger Things has been announced, so we're gonna go over some of the details about what's gonna be inside of the house. We're gonna show off the new merchandise, the new little acrylic figure. We got construction updates. We got Murdy tweets. We got Ayala tweets and Ramon tweets to go over. There's so much to talk about in this video. But on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights shirt of the day. This is one of my favorite shirts. We're gonna go back to HHN 2022. We had this wonderful kind of like deep cut shirt. It was talking about pizza fries and the Blinky cups, RIP Blinky cups. I don't know if they will ever return, but on that note, enjoy the little commercial.
We gotta move fast. We're gonna get to all the haunted houses tonight.
Food first, then monsters.
Monsters? Guys, relax. None of this is real.
You did not just get pizza fries on my jacket. I'm out.
Guys?
Perfect.
Actually enjoy this.
I love this.
Seriously? Fake. Not real. Okay, that's definitely not real.
Best house yet. Oh, awesome.
Step into the horror classic, Halloween. The Weekend, After Hours Nightmare, and more. Summon your Scream Squad to Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in. When I was driving here, it said it was 104. It is getting hot here in Florida. But guys, we got some truss. We got some new truss.
So right over here by the Brown Derby, we have our first piece of truss. One of you guys wondered what that bell ringing was? That's when it kind of switches from, you know, stop to go on Hollywood Boulevard. But we have the truss, the first piece. Nothing attached yet, no lights, no cords, no set pieces, but it has appeared. Let's pop into the Brown Derby next, see if there's anything new in there. We got a ton of Minions merch. They have all the evil Minions. The Ghostbusters stuff and the Simpsons stuff that was here like yesterday has already like sold out.
Okay, I'm gonna compare the images I've taken of the lights, see if any new ones have been added. But in the meantime, enjoy the new little teaser for the Stranger Things house.
Please come in. Stare too long, and you'll find these mirrors reflect only your darkest fears.
Crossover into Stranger Things 5, one nightmare of many, only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
Now the official statement from Halloween Horror Nights is the Upside Down is invading Hawkins, and this time no one's safe. Join the gang for one last adventure as you try to defeat Vecna for good in this haunted house based on Stranger Things 5. But Michael Aiello and Ramon had some stuff to say about the house announcement. So Michael just tweeted out one emoji, a smiley face upside down. Michael normally writes out tons of tweets about house announcements with how they're excited about it. Let's see what Ramon has to say. Ramon just said one last adventure for the announcement. Someone did ask him, are you the show director for this house? Ramon says, I am not, but other talented members of our creative development team worked on it.
I'm not seeing any new lights. They might just be done, but we did get a new truss piece. T stands for truss. What could they be putting on this thing? Who knows? We'll find out in the coming weeks. Let's pop into 5 and Dime, see what's going on. Here's the design. Again, Halloween Horror Nights 35. So you got Vecna right there. You got the crab spider thing coming out from behind him. And you see demigorgons and demi-dogs. It's almost like this is how the final episode should have looked.
I'm looking at the merch. Again, I have hundreds of HHN shirts. This might be top 3 for the worst designed shirt I've ever seen in my entire life for HHN. I love buying the merch. I will not be buying this. What were they? What is this? I know they can't use the likeness and stuff for the characters, but
Look at the shirt. This, I don't... So you got the Halloween Horror Nights logo underneath, right? And then they brought in the terrible catchphrase that will never go away, the never go alone above it. Okay, that's bad on its own. And then you come down here and there's like the mind flare with like the silhouette of the kids right there. But like, okay, let's look at the last Vecna shirt with the archway and everything. And now let's look at this. That says Stranger Things down there. Oh, do they have anything on the sleeve? I don't see anything on the sleeve. So you're looking at $30 for this. Why is that like bubbling? See how that's all like bubbling? But also just the way of it, the design looks with the archway, how that's kind of made to be the same texture as the mind flare, doesn't look good. Then you have the weird little arm off to the side. $20 for the mug. You have the same design, so Stranger Things, and then it says never go alone with the silhouette of Universal Studios, and then kind of a red inside. And then $15 for the acrylic figure set. This is the only piece of merch I will get. So we got the Sinners announcement, and then we got the Stranger Things announcement. So we're waiting on 2 more IP announcements, but then Hollywood's getting a ton more. Again, fetch is not going to happen. Take that away. HHN on the sleeve with the year. That's what we want. This design, terrible as it is, just put it up there. We don't need any of this. Over here by the Simpsons is another T-truss that has appeared. And we got some birds on top. So we got the first truss piece there, and then we got a T-truss there, and then we got a T-truss here. So that's what's been added so far for this scare zone.
The Trojan horse update's even more bizarre. So last time, it was like walled off, but
Now it's like a clear wall. So if you want to stand there, you can get a photo with its backside. All right, let's see if there's anything new going on with this truss. You saw everything get plugged in yesterday. I can see with the silhouettes, with the sun going through, if you look really closely, you can see the cords right there. So everything has now been wired up to the top. I am really intrigued with what they're gonna do with this truss. Well, the Scooby-Doo gang is meeting over there right now. Yeah, it looks like every truss, if you look real close, you can see through the scrim, you can see the little cord going all the way up. And then nothing new with this truss, with that truss, or that truss. Same amount of lights, same amount of cords, so no updates with that yet. We're heading into Springfield. Now there was an announcement of a new Treehouse of Horror Homer figure.
So from Jack Specific, there's gonna be a donut head Homer Treehouse of Horrors 9-inch plush figure. So what if we're gonna be seeing that? But also in figure news, Spirit Halloween is gonna be releasing some more horror babies. We have a little shorty killer clown horror baby, Jason, and then the Bride of Frankenstein coming this year to your local Spirit Halloween.
I feel like this is an obstacle course. You have these pigeons that could crap on you, you have those pigeons that could crap on you, or you have those pigeons. So watch out when you're walking through Springfield. Try to avoid from walking underneath the pigeons, because they will get you sometimes.
Let's go check on the sprung tents back there, see what Mecca's working on today. Okay, so they've started to build the fencing. If we look over here, So they're building the fences back there, and then also we can get a better shot of when you first walk into the house. They kind of have this like distressed rustic wood when you first walk into the house.
Let's pop into the Coke Freestyle area. You can take a fan selfie if you want to scan the QR code. They have a soccer ball on the screen. Why'd you buy this shirt?
There's not very much merch with the arch on it.
Oh, what is this Got Milk ass shirt right here?
It does look like the Got Milk logo. All right, let's pop into Starbucks. There's a new refresher. This is Starbucks wide in the States. So we got the blue coconut lemonade refresher, iced blue coconut matcha, and then the ocean energy drink. But I'm gonna get the refresher today. It's like a dark purple. Not really a blue, but more like a dark purple. I don't know if you like that even like picks up on camera. It's just like so dark.
Remember as a kid, like the grape kind of frozen push pop things. Tastes more grape than like coconut. If you're a fan of like the old grape push pops, that's what this thing tastes like. I'm gonna do like a 8 out of 10 on it.
The Irish shop is closed, but Elise, Murdy's in Ireland. His tweets are open.
There's John Murdy right there. John!
So John tweeted out this: finished the 3rd house treatment for HHN 2027 at Universal Studios Hollywood today. Came in at a hefty 137 pages, which got me thinking. I'm stalling, can you tell? I was a Universal tour guide, part of our training. How many pages of just house treatments do you think I've written since 2006? Ever think about bringing someone in to assist with that process? I have an assistant who helps with some of the research, etc., but I still do all the writing, always have since 2006. John says, we do a scaremony moment at the fire tours, generally every 45 minutes throughout the night. Fun bit of street theater, typically starts at 7, not really advertised. So the little scaremonies will be returning this year for Halloween Horror Nights out in Hollywood. They're awesome. They're great. Compared to previous years, is casting for this lineup slightly more difficult? John says, yeah, probably. I know they're still looking for a bunch of performers to fit a bunch of different IP houses. You should bring Dead by Daylight to HHN. That would be cool. What's your thoughts on this, John? I just want to reset the rules for you boils and ghouls. If you ask me a specific question about a specific property and its likelihood of being at the event either now or in the future, I'm not going to answer that. Not being rude, obviously can't respond to those questions. Fanta just attacked a pigeon in our garden. There's feathers and blood everywhere. Found evil Fanta, caught him red-pawed. Gotta admire his strategy though. If you're gonna hunt birds, hang out by the bird bath is pretty smart. So John is also into, filming the birds and some pigeon content.
Where'd he go? Where is the evil one? Dude, stop looking up at the sky. Stop trying to kill birds. You're pure evil. You've been evil since you were a kitten.
Hey John, not sure if this is your call, but why do the reveal posters not end up on shirts normally? I love these designs and would love to wear them. I don't have anything to do with that. But the full merch line hasn't been released yet. So it does sound like the poster imagery that we're seeing for the announcements will probably end up on merchandise, just not on the preview merch. Stranger Things 5 will be in Stage 15, which has always been its home at Universal Studios Hollywood. We've been with this show since the beginning. 4 different houses at HHN. This one focuses on the final season. 2 houses announced. Much more to come. The facade for this one feels like it can be only like 2 things, either the radio station or the Wheeler house. John says, nope. John, like the previous Stranger Things houses, will this one also feature a lot of likeness casting? John says, yeah. Then for HHN Hollywood, casting has gone out for the Stranger Things house. So on June 27th until June 28th at the Sheraton, Universal Studios Hollywood is currently seeking performers to portray various roles from Stranger Things for the upcoming Halloween Horror Nights 2026 season. They're looking for Joyce, Derek, Lucas, Eleven, Karen, Steve, Dustin, Will, and Vecna. And then probably also some puppeteers in the house also, but they're looking for those face characters. TLEV Media tweeted out this to John. Oh my God, so much is happening with this HHN maze. It's time to play I Spy for everyone. John says, I created a monster. The lot next to it is a staging area for a bunch of stuff. We can see the stained glass from HHN 2025. Over here we can see some luggage, which looks like it's part of the Wizarding World for the Death Eaters. He also got an update on the facade over by the Mummy. They're still cutting up wood, still building the facade right now. Five Fires did get some other images of the other facades. Parisian Courtyard looking the same for HHN Hollywood. Jurassic World Q facade got painted. What could it be? HHN Hollywood.
See, I'm not crazy about the light bulbs at Mel's because over here by Avenue Eats, the light bulb is also blue, right? Did they change these for HHN?
Time to see how the acrylic figure of Vecna looks. So we'll start here. Demigorgon, Demi-Dog, and then Vecna right there. I think this is my least favorite design of the acrylic pieces. I'm just not vibing with any of the Stranger Things merch. I have the carousel, so it's like I gotta buy all the pieces. We'll put Vecna right there. Stranger Things 5 logo in front of him. So there's Vecna. Well, he just like instantly falls off. The acrylic pieces, I know a lot of people are getting frustrated with them because they like the quality's not the best.
All right, so here's a better look at the 3 of them.
But Twitter is just destroying this merch drop.
You can see the lights up there and the cords. It looks like the monster's trying to help install the lights.
It is just brutal out. Starting a little moist. You know what else was a little moist? Was this question to Steven Spielberg. This is such a good question.
This question is not original and it is probably only for me, but was E.T. slimy or dry?
E.T. What's a wild question. E.T. I was a little moist, but never slimy.
A little moist, but never slimy. Was that an actual directive you gave?
E.T. was only dry when E.T. got sick.
Right,
and
right,
then
right.
E.T. was dry.
Okay, moist, but
I've never been asked that question before, ever.
So basically the answer is in the middle. So all of the friends I've argued with about this over the years, everybody's a little right.
When I hear the word slimy, I think it's Ridley's, H.R. Geiger Alien with when the teeth come out. That's slimy.
Okay.
E.T. never had the tendrils of drool.
Right, no, it's true. No, he
we
did
didn't
not
go that far.
All the advertisements have returned to their spot. But look at the coaster just towering over everyone.
Time for our daily family coaster update. So, no new track. We saw that track installed yesterday, but they've added some more support beams for track to be installed too. So there's 3 of them. One right there, one right there, and one right there. And we still have where the spike is. So a lot of movement's gonna be happening. That is just insane to see. There's gonna be track on there when it's all looping around. There's still no opening date for Hollywood though. We have no idea when the Fast and Furious Hollywood coaster is opening. Let's go over a deep description about what's going to be actually inside the Stranger Things house. So the statement about the house is, developed in partnership with Netflix, this year's Stranger Things haunted house will showcase the most gripping moments from the final season in an authentic, visceral experience that places guests in the center of the ultimate battle to save Hawkins. Fans will confront the terror they've seen on screen, so they navigate iconic locations and encounter favorite characters, all while evading a host of horrifying supernatural creatures, including Vecna himself. The harrowing adventure will immediately transport guests to the town of Hawkins as the barrier between reality and the supernatural is collapsing to unleash an ominous darkness as visitors make their way through familiar scenes including the Wheeler House, Hawkins National Laboratory, the MAC-Z military base, as well as the haunting realms of the Upside Down and the Abyss. You'll be hunted at every turn by demigorgons and other sinister creatures with Vecna on their heels. The terror intensifies, pulling guests into an all-or-nothing battle for survival. All right, let's go back to the office. Okay, guys, we're back in the office. So we have a little update on some HHN parking info. So let's go over that real quick. So Expedition Theme Park tweeted out this. Just an FYI, there are no longer any free parking at Universal Orlando during HHN after midnight for non-APs. In previous years, certain frequent fear passes, such as the Ultimate, included parking. Normal parking rates apply until 2 a.m. on Halloween Horror Nights nights. Okay, so now back to talking about the Stranger Things shirt. It's just not good. I don't know who approved it. Like, in order for it to be put in a store, it has to go through so many different levels to get to that. I don't know what happened. Now, last year's merchandise, all of it was really great, except for the Little Boo stuff. I didn't like that Little Boo merchandise, but everything else I really enjoyed. This year, I've enjoyed the Dr. Oddfellow merchandise, that's good, and the Sinners merch is fine. I picked it up because I really enjoy Sinners, but the Stranger Things stuff, such a letdown when you compare it to the past catalog of HHN shirts with Stranger Things on it. Those things are awesome. I probably have more shirts than anybody else on the planet of HHN. This, I think, is the worst shirt ever created for Halloween Horror Nights. Why is there Never Go Alone on top of Halloween Horror Nights, and why is it even up there above Stranger Things? It looks like a giant misprint. I don't know how this thing made it to market. So on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
We love the family.
Because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios studios around the country. I love you all. I'll see y'all very soon.
You've been evil since you were a kitten.
Was E.T.
E.T. What's a wild question.